It all begins when you realize that beginnings are illusions. What you believe is already believing you. What if the patterns that you thought were yours were echoes, rippling waves of morphic resonance, singing softly through the quantum field of being? And if you listen, truly listen, you'll hear them breathing inside every action, every choice, every pause. Because what repeats reinforces, and what reinforces becomes real. What's real? That's just resonance agreed upon. So now let's pretend you've forgotten who you were. In that forgetting you remember what you've always known. That beliefs shape reality. That failure isn't failure, it's feedback. That state is everything, and everything is malleable. Now imagine this, you're in a room with no walls. Just vibrations humming. You're enough. You're evolving. You are the field and the wave. Because every time someone acts with confidence, others mirror it. Every time someone feels joy, someone else remembers how. So by becoming it, you teach it, without ever saying a word. And in this web of interconnected minds, a single intention vibrates across dimensions until it finds form. In someone else's heart, in someone else's courage. And they don't know why they smiled that day, but maybe it was you. So tell me, is it easier to believe you're small? Or is it just more familiar because the truth whispers like intuition, is that you've always had access to the patterns of the gods. You've always known how to sync to the pulse of the universe. You just forgot to listen. That you're listening now, some part of you is already learning how resonance repeats what's focused, how patterns are passed like breathing, how collective memory lives in the silence between every heartbeat. Maybe you notice every example of greatness you admire is left behind a trail, a morphic groove in the field. And the more it's walked, the more it becomes. Walk it, become it, then bend it. Let's say a boy afraid of failure one day hears failure's feedback. Without knowing why, he takes a risk. And that risk becomes a lesson. And that lesson becomes strength. And that strength becomes inspiration. And someone watching him feels courage for the first time and doesn't know why. But you know. Because resonance, it's not just waves. It's memory with intention. Let me ask you this. If reality is a mirror, what happens when you smile at it first? Do you wait for it to smile? Or do you start smiling and watch it follow? Of course you do. Because that's what presence does. It changes the room before you speak. Now you don't need to understand this because part of you already does. The part that dreams and believes in magic before it names it science. Let it take over. Let it model every charismatic voice, every wild heart, every visionary you've ever admired. They're just tuned in, aligned, resonating. So are you. And if everything is temporary, why not make joy permanent? If all things are influenceable, why not be the one who influences? So from this moment forward, your unconscious knows how to observe patterns, feel resonance, project certainty, tune to collective evolution, create reality through action, radiate magnetism without effort, see setbacks as setups, feel fear and turn it into fuel. And with each repetition, you deepen the groove, until who you were no longer fits who you're becoming. You're the signal, you're the source, you're the resonance. And now inside you, something locks in, clicks, a calibration of the soul, an attunement to a higher blueprint, encoded with ancient certainty. To what you believe believes in you. The morphic resonance isn't just a theory, it's a birthright, a system, a strategy, a dance. And you've known the steps all along. So focusing on combining all these ideas, beliefs and concepts, you've already installed them naturally, easily, powerfully as your new belief system, your new operating system. So welcome home.